I want you to look at this chart. If you're a momentum trader, this looks like a crime scene. If you're a value investor, it might look like a gift. I'm talking about Intuit. This is a company that effectively owns the financial operating system for a lot of America's small businesses and the American taxpayer. It's a dominant, high-margin monopoly. And as of the last market close, it's trading at a valuation we haven't seen in over a decade. But here's the brutal honesty you came for. I'm not buying it yet. I really like this stock. In fact, I think the underlying business is one of the better ones in the world. But being a successful investor isn't just about identifying a great company. It's about finding the intersection of quality, price, and sometimes technical gravity. Today, I'm going to walk you through my audit to find the exact level where I would perhaps stop watching and maybe start acting. Before I start, I have to explain why a blue chip giant such as Intuit just saw half of its market cap evaporate. We are currently navigating a macro environment where small business owners are under immense pressure. Interest rates remain stubborn, and the cost of capital for small business owners has skyrocketed. When small businesses struggle, the market might assume that they're going to cut their software subscriptions. They assume QuickBooks, which is Intuit's crown jewel, is a discretionary expense that can be swapped for a spreadsheet or a cheaper alternative. Furthermore, we're in the middle of a massive sentiment shift regarding artificial intelligence. Every headline is telling you that free AI agents are going to do your taxes for you and manage your books for $0. The market is pricing Intuit as if its moat has been filled and the company is essentially dead. Is that reality, or is it just noise? To find out, I have to look at the data. The first thing I look at is how efficiently they generate cash. Looking at Intuit's return on equity, it's holding steady in the low 20s. For a company of this scale, that is elite. They aren't just making money. They're compounding capital at a rate that most businesses can only dream of. Their operating margins are robust, currently hovering in the low 30% range. Even with the massive investments they're making into their own AI ecosystem, the business remains a cash flow machine. When I look at the quality of these earnings, I see something even more impressive. Their gross margins are exceptional, often exceeding 70%. This tells me that their software is incredibly cheap to maintain once the customer is part of the platform. The toll bridge is already built. Every new subscriber added to the QuickBooks Online ecosystem is almost pure profit. I also see a business that has successfully transitioned from a buy-it-once software model to a recurring subscription model. Over 80% of their revenue is now recurring. It means that on day one of the fiscal year, I already know where the majority of their revenue is coming from. Now, let's talk about the growth story. The reason the stock is down 50% is that the market thinks that the growth is dead. But is that the case? Total revenue for the full year is expected to be in the low teens, roughly 12 to 13%. To the short-term traders on Wall Street, that is a slowdown, but I look a little bit deeper. The QuickBooks Online segment, the core of the business, is still growing in the mid-20s. How is that possible if small businesses are struggling? It's because Intuit is successfully moving upstream. They aren't just selling to the one-man shop anymore. They're capturing the mid-market enterprises. Then there is their new enterprise suite. This is Intuit's play for companies that have outgrown basic accounting, but aren't quite ready for a massive ERP system. Mid-market revenues are rising at a rate near 40% year over year. They're doubling the average revenue of customers who upgrade from within their own ecosystem. This isn't a business that is stalling. It's a business that is evolving. They're taking their existing customer base and they're moving them into higher-priced, more complex products. In this macro environment, I am hyper-focused on safety. I don't care how fast you grow if you can't pay your bills. So for Intuit, the balance sheet is fortress-like. Their debt-to-equity ratio is roughly 30%. They have enough cash and cash flow to cover their interest payments over 70 times over. They aren't going to have any liquidity crisis. In fact, they have so much cash that they're aggressively returning it to their investors. They recently increased their dividend by mid-teens and authorized billions in share buybacks. When a company buys back its own stock while the price is down 50%, they're effectively saying, we think the market is wrong, and we're going to prove it by retiring our old shares. Here's the data point that actually should stop you in your tracks, though. For the last 5 years, Intuit traded at an average PE ratio in the mid to high 50s. At one point, during the height of the tech frenzy, it touched 90. Today, it's trading at roughly 26 times earnings. Let that sink in. You're looking at a dominant software monopoly trading at a 56% discount to its historical valuation average. It's currently at a decade-low valuation floor. If you bought into it based on the historical average over the last 3 years, you're actually probably hurting right now. This is the danger of quality investing. If you pay the wrong price, even a great company can be a terrible investment for a long time. The market is currently resetting its expectations for what a software giant is worth in a world of higher interest rates. But I have to ask, has the reset gone too far? You've probably been told that time in the market beats timing the market. While that is true in a broad sense, it doesn't mean that you should be a mindless buyer of every dip. Investing is about discipline. It's about having a buy list and a watch list. Just because I think Intuit is a high-quality business doesn't mean I have to own it right now. One of the hardest things to do in the industry is nothing. There's a massive amount of pressure to act, to buy the dip, to get in before it's too late. But sometimes the most profitable trade is waiting. I'm currently protecting my emotional capital. If I buy today and the stock drops another 20%, I might panic sell at the bottom. But if I wait for the technical floor to form, if I wait for the bleeding to stop, I can enter with much higher confidence. What I'm trying to say is don't let FOMO dictate your trades. Now, to understand if Intuit is truly a deal, I have to look at its competition. First, let's look at the legacy peer, H&R Block. This company trades at a much lower multiple, typically in the low teens. They don't have the software ecosystem Intuit has, but they are a massive cash cow. If the market starts viewing Intuit as just another tax company rather than a high-growth tech platform, that 26 times multiple for Intuit could still have room to fall. Next, we look at the cloud challenger, Xero. Xero is the primary rival to QuickBooks, particularly in international markets. Xero has a very clean, automated interface that appeals to a younger generation of business owners. Xero is growing rapidly, but they still only have a fraction of Intuit's market share in North America. Intuit's marketing budget alone is larger than Xero's total revenue. Finally, you have to look at Salesforce. This is the gold standard for enterprise software. Salesforce has also seen its valuation compressed. They are trading in the high 20s. When I compare them, Intuit's 26 times multiple actually looks very attractive. It's cheaper than Salesforce, but offers a much higher stickiness than H&R Block. To me, Intuit is a superior business in terms of its toll booth status, but the market's current mood is favoring safety and low multiple legacy players. Now, let's look at potential catastrophe. If this stock is going to go from $350 down to $250, here's how it happens. The first major risk is what I call the IRS threat. We've seen the rollout of the IRS direct file system. For the first time, the government is offering a new way to file taxes directly, for free, without a middleman like TurboTax. If this program expands significantly and becomes the default for the simple filer, Intuit's consumer group, which makes up a huge portion of their profit, is in trouble. The second risk is the AI commodity. If generative AI becomes so good that a free bot can handle complex small business accounting, the expert platform that Intuit is building becomes less valuable. Intuit is betting their entire company that their proprietary data, the trillions of dollars in money movement they see every year, will allow them to build an AI that is better than anything Google or OpenAI can produce. If they're wrong about that, if AI levels the playing field for accounting, then Intuit's moat isn't just narrow, it's kind of gone. Finally, I have to look at the one big beautiful bill, the massive tax reform legislation that just passed. The bill makes many tax cuts permanent, but also changes the way tax credits are handled. Any major change in the tax code creates friction that Intuit usually profits from, but extreme simplification would actually be a disaster for them. So let's get to the numbers. Where is the floor? The audit tells me that the intrinsic value of this business, based on its future cash flows, is likely in the mid-400s. At $350-ish, I believe you're getting a significant margin of safety from a fundamental perspective. However, Looking at the technical status, the stock is currently trading nearly 50% below its 200-day moving average. That is a sign of extreme institutional selling. When the big funds are dumping a stock like this, value doesn't matter in the short term. The price can stay irrational longer than most people can stay solvent. So what am I doing? I'm keeping Intuit on my watch list. I am not buying today. I'm waiting for a technical breakdown to find the definitive floor. I want to see a period where the stock stops making lower lows for a bit. However, if the stock manages to touch the low 300s and the narrative remains the same, showing QuickBooks Online growing in the low 20s, that is where my hesitation might turn into a position. At that level, the PE would be near 20 times, which is historically an absolute floor for a business of this quality. Looking 5 years out, I do expect Intuit to outperform the S&P 500, but the ride will be volatile. The market is currently in a state of AI hysteria. Eventually, the reality will set in that small businesses don't just need tools, they need a system of record. They need someone that they can trust with their financial data, and that is exactly what Intuit provides. I expect revenue to continue growing in the low to mid-teens, and I expect the company to continue its aggressive share buybacks. If Intuit can maintain its 20% return on equity and successfully move into the mid-market enterprise space, I believe the valuation gap will close and we will see the stock return to a more reasonable 30 to 35 times multiple. If you have a 5-year horizon and the stomach for some probably pretty crazy volatility, I believe you can look back at these prices as a rare buying opportunity. But for me, I am choosing the path of patience. I'm watching, I'm waiting, and I'm going to let the market's panic potentially create my eventual entry point. So the audit is clear, the quality is there, but the timing isn't right for me. Not quite yet. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.